everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us, Rivals of Waterdeep. To get us started, let's start and do intros and things.
Hey, I'm first this time. I am Shaka, Tiefling Warlock, and my pronouns are he, him.
Oh, what's your name, though?
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Shaka. My human name is Sharif Jackson. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm Brandon Sinnis. I play Ren Leodon, and pronouns he, him for both of us.
I am Barry White. I am Cicero Holmes. I play your halfling bard, Barry White.
I like that it sounds like it's superimposed.
Yes.
I'm just Barry White. Anyway, so...
Our bard's name is Peron Underbow, of course. And both Peron, myself, and Barry are he, hims.
I'm not speaking for Barry.
and I'm Serena Marie. I am your DM for this season. My pronouns are she, her. And you might be noticing that we are missing two very awesome members of our cast. Yes, they are not here. I know, it's shocking. Everyone's surprised.
I have fused with all of them.
Yeah, we've actually fused. I've absorbed Carlos. So that was my plan this whole time. Tanya Tapas. What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, very weird. Now I'm thinking that is your plan.
I was like, that's what the plan was.
He's in Vegas, guys.
He's in Vegas.
I'm going to have to text Carlos every day. You all right, son?
Blink twice if you're in there.
Anyway. Oh God. Tanya is in Dublin, Ireland.
Yes.
Bagata.
Yeah, I'm lightheaded. Oh, that bit made me lightheaded.
Yeah, and like actually in this moment, she will be finding out if her Hugo-nominated self is winning a Hugo Award at Worldcon.
That is
Amazing,
correct.
at Worldcon. I didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
The world.
The
It has a con.
Con.
Yes, the world's con.
Lord,
Yes.
that's incredible.
Yes.
And Carlos is actually in Vegas doing a work thing for Roll20. So good luck at your work thing.
It's a work thing.
It's a work thing. I promise. Oh no. As always, we have some very awesome sponsors to talk about.
Well, first we've got a giveaway to talk about.
And we have a giveaway.
That's right.
We do.
We've got a giveaway.
Yes.
It's you know about it.
I do know about it.
Yeah.
We are giving away this lovely book, which should be on your cameras now.
Yes.
Your best game ever. And it has passages in it from our own paladin, Tanya Tapas.
Hopefully the Hugo Award winning.
Yes. And a whole bunch of other awesome people in DMs like Matt Mercer, etc.
Yes.
And our mods will be putting away we'll be giving away a code in the chat that you can enter. And we'll be raffling off 2 today and 1 next week during our finale.
Yes.
So if you like our wonderful hardcover book from Monte Cook, just enter in the code that appears in the chat. I believe last time it was Gary too. I'm not sure what it will be.
This
today
time it
is
is Time Heist.
Time Heist.
I'm really excited.
That's like the movie version of this season.
Yes.
Like if we get a movie.
Yes. Yes, Time Heist.
Time Heist.
So also we must be cognizant of the fact that it is North America shipping only. Well, North America, U.S. and Canada only.
Yes, US and Canada.
Because Mexico, guys, is part of North America. But U.S. and Canada only. So sorry for any of our fans outside of those areas that are in the chat. But you can have it shipped to one of your friends that live in the U.S. and U.S. or Canada and have them ship it to you. You could do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. And sorry for people that are listening to the podcast. You can only get this if you are in the chat. So next week at that finale, make sure you are here in the chat and you have a chance to win your best game ever.
That was good.
That was really good detail because I didn't even consider that they can actually ship it to their friends overseas.
Yeah,
that's
look at
what a
that.
smart thing.
Yeah, if you ship it here to the U.S., Cicero will walk it to you.
Yes.
Yes.
He will canoe it to you.
Yeah,
He
wherever you
will-
are,
Take a
a
jet ski.
Cicero
Get
will
it to
be.
you.
I just felt like walking.
Exactly. He will Gump run. He will Forrest Gump run to wherever you are.
All right.
Yep. And
That's all I have to say about that.
not only do we have this awesome book, we do have some words for our sponsors at Wormwood. We have amazing dice vaults. Thank you so much for your dice vaults. Custom. I shouldn't be doing this. Who wants to do it?
I mean, they are custom laser etched with our logo,
Yes.
Rivals of Waterdeep, right there in there. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Wonderful, personalized dice vaults and dice trays from Wormwood. Thank you, Wormwood, so very much. You guys, make sure you go to wormwood.com and pick up your own dice vaults and trays. And as Brandon shows off his wonderful dice tray, he zooms up to his dice vault. Also, it's matching. Like they intended to
Incredible.
do that. You know, like it was on purpose. But inside your dice vaults are great. Dice trays are great, but dice trays aren't great, or dice vaults aren't great unless they have dice in them. And our dice come from Level Up Dice.
Yeah.
And you too can get Level Up Dice if you use our Dicemancy program. It's our Dicemancy program. Go into our Dicemancy program, buy yourself some dice. You can help us, help you, help us to help you get more dice. As you buy more dice, we get more dice that you can see to inspire you to get even more dice. Go to our Dicemancy program at Level Up Dice.
How many times can you say dice?
Yeah, Dicemancy.
Dicemancy.
I feel
Love
like
it.
it's not quite a tongue twister, but I feel like if you say it like dice, it's a minor tongue twister.
It is all about alliteration. So we go from Dicemancy to D&D Beyond. DNDBeyond.com sponsored this season of Rivals of Waterdeep. And if you love the things that DNDBeyond.com do, because D&D Beyond is the future of D&D,
Yep.
then you can use our promo code Rivals19 to get up to 20% off anything on D&D Beyond except for bundles. But hey, you can get lots of awesome things from dndbeyond.com/rivals19.
Yeah, and the code is good through the end of the year.
It is.
And I think it's in later this year, the Avernus book will come out.
The Avernus
and
book
that might be
does
a
come
cool
out.
thing.
Wow, yeah.
That might be a cool thing to get.
If Rivals goes another season, maybe we should think about going to Avernus.
Perhaps.
Perhaps we should.
see.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, we went once, we conquered it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
we
we're
already
done.
conquered it.
Yeah,
We're done.
Anywho,
Yeah, abysmal chickens.
my favorite. I love them. You killed so many of them. Are we ready to go back into a recap?
I think we are.
All right, y'all. Previously on Rivals of Waterdeep.
I missed my whoosh last week, so I'm going to do it twice.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
There you go.
Yes.
That's like a hula was.
Yes. What happened last time?
Brandon didn't whoosh.
Yeah, that was one of the things we did.
Yeah, that was one of the
That's
things
the
I
main
did.
thing that
Yeah.
hadn't
And that
happened
just
last
set the whole tone.
I'm sorry, everyone. I apologize.
Yeah, there was a lot of time travel.
Oh, yeah.
There was, I guess, we destroyed yet another relic,
The final relic.
the final relic. And after we destroyed the final relic, there was a wave of light similar to a Xerox or a copying machine. You don't get credit until you start sponsoring us. We give
Xerox.
Yeah, exactly. So a copier machine, the light went over, and as the light went over, we wound up back in our present day. But things were a little different, were they not? We got back, and it was very, very cold in Troll Skull Manor. So cold, in fact, that I think Celise gave everyone except for Peron a warming spell to warm their bodies because you could see your breath. It was like a January afternoon in Chicago.
In Chicago, yeah. So you see the sun, but it
Yes.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's just scenery.
Yeah.
And the only reason she didn't hit Peron was because Peron decided to leave and go find a hearth.
Yes.
Actually, yes.
Gotcha.
So he went downstairs, found a fireplace or a hearth. We're not exactly sure what it was. Lit a fire, and directly behind him was an ice wolf. This ice wolf did not immediately attack Peron, and Peron tried his hardest to befriend this wolf. It didn't work, though.
Yeah,
It didn't
everybody's
work,
rolls.
y'all.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, they were yikes rolls. But Dirty D, Robbie, was able to talk to this ice wolf. And we were able to find out that ice wolf was Ophelia,
Yeah, Ophelia.
who knew something was wrong, but wasn't exactly sure what was going on. But Ophelia did let us know that we weren't supposed to destroy the relics.
Yeah.
The relics were there to protect us from something. From the dead.
Yeah, and we like
Yep.
yeah, and we also learned that from Leif as well. Like he mentioned it, and Ophelia mentioned that. I think she mentioned it that she was like the guardian. No, I think Leif might have mentioned it, but we think that she's like the guardian of the house, and that the relics were what was keeping the guardian away, or like in like a kind of like not in a corporeal forms. When we destroyed them, Ophelia turned. I don't know if she turned into the wolf or fused with the wolf or whatever.
She was hungry like the wolf.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I'm just ignoring you. She, Celise put a hold spell on the wolf, which after I slapped, no, I think you did first, because after I slapped the wolf with meat, which I did not mean to do.
You were
Right.
trying to
I was
feed
trying
it.
to feed the wolf.
And you had a hot
But
arm that day.
it was like Sharif and Jim, just can't nail.
You're just too strong.
Just can't nail the throw. I was the best person to play softball or anything with. Hey, Sharif, I'm right here. Sorry.
Full force.
Sorry, guys.
Full strength.
Then Robbie cast Vanish without a trace, and we kind of went behind it. Ren came downstairs, saw the wolf, and went back upstairs, which was hilarious. And Ren, through his conversation with Leif, found out that Mary and Gary might either be or affiliated with his daughters.
I thought
Rebecca.
you said Marion Barry.
No, Mary and Barry.
DC Mayor, y'all. Come on. Marion Barry just made it into
That would be pretty good. So Leif mentioned that his daughters would shape reality and that they would often create friends. So, or Mary and Gary, the daughters, or are they friends that the daughter
mystery.
might have created? We don't know.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. And then in the climax, the wolf raced upstairs. Gary and Mary both started croaking.
He went, woo.
And created a portal to a darker version of where we were,
right.
which might be where Celise was. We're not sure. But the wolf, as the wolf was lunging for, I don't know who the wolf was lunging for. I think it was either Ren or the frogs. Got teleported into this other place, and that's where we ended. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, a lot happened. Oof.
Double plus good. We'll watch again.
We'll watch again. Are you all ready to dive into this episode?
No.
Oh, cool. That's
We're going to do
what
it
I want to
anyway.
hear. Strike just a little fear, uncertainty. It's going to be so fun, I promise. Okay. You can feel the frost win as the winter beast jumps to the portal created by Mary and Gary. You hear it release a surprise roar as it tumbles down into the darkness. As the portal pulses, the fabric of your current reality glows with a dark purple light, and you notice that the light of the portal completely shuts. Silence. A low rumbling starts to shake the room you're currently in. Mary and Gary start hopping around frantically. I need everybody to roll a perception.
Ooh. Okay.
Peron went to look to see if he could perceive things, but realized his eyes were closed. So he has to roll again. Cicero rolled a 1. So, and bards have, or halflings have bountiful luck. There we go. All right, everybody else.
All right, 9.
16.
16.
15.
15. Okay. So, Peron and Rin, you both notice that they are, Mary and Gary look very stressed. You probably would notice this more because you spend a lot of time with them, or you have. They look stressed out. They are hopping around and they're croaking at each other and communicating just loudly, just talking with each other and jumping around. Shaka, you are so entranced by like how the portal shut that you are just in shock right now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Rin, what is happening with your amphibians?
I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if this was a good idea for them to go and make this portal for Ophelia to go through. Like, what if she went and we needed her for answers to figure out what's going on?
Well, which one is this?
Red looks and he's like, I believe this one is Mary and that one's Gary. I know what they look like. It's just they look very similar.
Yeah, the only difference really is that Mary is larger and bumpier, but like they're the same. They look very similar.
Yeah.
And so as you're saying that, you say that one's Mary. Mary is she's putting her like little frog fin by the bookcase, and she looks like she's tapping it. Oh. And Gary is over by the desk that was drawn on by Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie. Mm-hmm.
And is just like trying to push it, like push the desk. Yeah, and you probably notice everything now too.
Cicero has a question. Mm-hmm. Do frogs speak a language?
I say they speak amphibian.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I was going to ask if anybody could talk to him.
Then Peron casts comprehend languages.
Oh, interesting.
So that he can speak to...
Oh,
So
I thought that was written for written languages.
Well, it is any spoken language that you hear. The literal meaning, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see. Mm-hmm. But you must be touching the surface on which the words are written.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I will say, because there is a spell called Speak with Animals.
Yes.
That what you'd be getting would be a very, very literal textbook version without any nuance.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you wouldn't be able to communicate back.
Oh,
right?
Wait,
Yeah.
who's the DM
No,
here?
that is true.
You're comprehending.
wow.
Yeah, you're comprehending the
I'm
language.
comprehending languages.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like my ability to understand Spanish right now. So, yeah.
Do you have to roll for it?
I do not.
Okay, great.
I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. So what does your spell look like when you do it?
So Peron looks down at both of the frogs, and he grabs his earlobes and he wiggles his earlobes, right? And he says, perfect understanding.
And it's like you hear like that tone where you're like losing your hearing a little bit, like
Yes.
that like high pitched sound.
Yes.
So you hear
Tinnitus.
tinnitus. So you hear that ringing in your ears, and all of a sudden it shifts to two voices, and the one is going, Rog, this is Rog, no, Rog, push, need a push, I'm strong.
Well, they're saying we need to perhaps undo something, push a thing.
Safe.
There's a safe. Something is safe when we push the thing.
Okay.
What are we pushing
So
exactly?
we need to push this table.
On the table?
Yes, well, that's what they're pushing. Yeah, well,
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go toward the table and start to
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna go help too.
start to push it.
Gary is trying to push the table, so you both try to push it with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll me it's a table. You guys do it. I mean, I feel like it's.
This will be the
It's
thing.
not.
This will be the thing that we would crit fail on. By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
This-
Yeah.
this-
Yeah.
No, you're sliding the table, and as you're sliding the table, I need everybody to roll me a perception.
Not good. 4.
17.
417.
We be perceiving 24.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so as you are pushing the table, you're noticing that Gary is starting to get a little more frantic. His croaks get louder, and Mary's get a little louder too as she's like looking for something. Suddenly, you start to notice these little tears start to appear in front of you. So,
Like in the fabric of space-time?
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you see like this very same purple glow that was around the portal originally. There's, as you're pushing it, it looks like you're starting to rip it open a little bit. And to your left, you see a portal, like a strip over by the wall, and they're starting to just pop up in the room, various little rips.
Oof.
We're not in an like battle right now, but I'm gonna have all of you roll initiative for me.
Okay.
Does that count out of the vault?
You fill up the
Exciting.
Wow. I got 10.
10.
8.
7.
Okay, so
My initiative.
Oh, wow. First one at 10.
what did you roll again, Peron?
7.
7. Okay, and then let me roll for. So as you are pushing the table, Celise is noticing a bunch of the rips and is kind of freaking out as she is about to run to you both, or to you three. The portal rips beneath her feet, and she is now sucked into
Oh, wow.
a portal.
If she had red balloons
Yeah.
or purple
Like-
stars or any kind of Lucky Charm, she'd be okay.
Be okay.
Wait, is she and she's running to us?
She's running because she's trying to.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I'm imagining like Looney Tunes where it,
Yeah.
it like appears and you're still running
Yeah.
for a while and then you fall
Just-
through.
Oh, my God.
For sure. It's like a Wile E. Coyote game. Yeah. Okay.
And as Robbie, who also rolled pretty high, is just like, what the crap? Looks over, right? I do. Pretty good. Yeah. Oh no. And is like running to his side. A rip happens that opens up, and he is thrown
Oh, wow.
into the rip to the side.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, crap.
So you all have one move. Shaka, you're first.
Oh, wait. So I've seen these two things happen.
Yeah, so basically you're pushing this table, you turn around, you see Celise fall and Robbie thrown.
Okay. I'm going to get. Can I see any tears around me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to move in the opposite direction of whatever. So I'm gonna use a dash.
You're in a dash action?
Yeah,
Okay.
can I dash away from the tears?
The tears that's closest to you. So I will say that the tear that is immediately closest to you is the one that is being almost ripped open by the table leg.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll in either athletics or straight dexterity.
Okay, 15.
15. So you feel like as you're pushing this table, you do feel this pull. And you're able to break free of that immediate pull. And now you're running through the library. Another tear opens up immediately in front of you, and you're able to stop before you get to that tear. It is now Rin's turn.
Wow. Is it possible to grab Gary and then try to go for Mary as well, who's by the book?
Yeah, roll athletics for me.
Let's see. 6.
So, so as you go to run for Mary, because I think I would say that was who you're running for, or were you?
Yeah, because assuming I can grab, because isn't Gary
Actually,
right there?
Gary is right there, right?
Okay, yeah.
So we would go for Gary because he's closest?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you go for Gary, your foot catches into that tear, and you see Gary's little hand reach out to you as you plummet through this portal.
Oh, wow.
Peron, you are up.
Well, there I go.
So Peron looks around and he says, now I believe in parallel universes. He is looking around. So how many of these fabric tears have formed around Peron?
I will say that there is one under the table, one by the library, that secret door area.
Right.
And there are 2 more, so 4 in total. So one in front of Shaka now.
Right.
And then there's one to your left.
There's one to my left.
Yep.
Okay, so Peron's going to actually run towards the portal
Okay.
that is near the secret passageway.
Okay, roll me a dash. Or an athletics.
Athletics.
Yep.
30-20.
30-20, okay.
30-20.
So you are able to, you feel the pull of the portal on your left, and you're able to resist it. You kind of make yourself more aerodynamic.
Right.
And you dash, and you're able to, are you leaping through that portal?
Can I see the other side of the portal?
Right now they look like they're rips. So they're not.
They're kind of opaque. So
Yeah.
Okay. But I've already seen Celise, Peron's seen Celise and Robbie, and now Rin go through the portals.
Yep.
Mary and Gary are still out.
Yeah.
They're still outside of the
They're
portal.
stressed. Yeah.
So Peron's not going to jump into the portal just yet. He is going to now position himself, now that he can survey the scene from a distance, because he's now away from the crazy melee, even though everything is happening, and focus on Mary and Gary.
So you are, you ran to the portal that is by the library, right?
By
That secret entrance, right?
Yes.
So you notice that Mary is next to you.
Okay.
Because that's where they were.
Right.
They are croaking loud. And
Yes.
it's almost like you're starting to hear it inside of your head.
Can I still understand them? They're basic.
Yes, and basically you're getting this danger
Okay,
repeated.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I understand there is distress.
There's distress.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Peron's going to make his way to try and grab Mary.
So I'm going to have you roll a dexterity. Yes.
Straight up dex.
Yeah.
Straight up dex. 25.
Nice.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
You grab Mary, and she is just like wiggling and like freaking out, like shaking and letting out like a high pitched sound. We're gonna cut to Shaka. What's going on?
So I've just seen Peron grab Mary. Gary is Gary still near the table that I dashed away from, right? And oh yes, it's like initiative, so I can't like conversate with Peron. Because I see Peron grab one frog, I'm gonna try to grab the other one. So I'm gonna try to grab Gary.
Roll me a dexterity.
Or fall into a portal.
Or fall into a portal. Who knows? But portals are great, guys. When have portals let you down? Never.
Cinco.
Cinco. Okay. So as you reach,
That is 5 for everyone who only speaks English.
Yeah.
Come on.
again, as you reach
You guys
for
grew up watching Dora, right?
Gary, or Mary? No, Gary.
Gary.
That is Gary.
Yeah,
yes.
Gary.
Oof. As you reach for Gary, you kind of trip over yourself a little bit, and
It's me or it.
well, and it's also because this portal is it's sucking you
Yeah,
in,
yeah, yeah.
you
As
know.
a force to it. Yeah.
And so you reach for it, and very similar to what happened to Rin, he reaches for you back, and you are sucked into that portal. Peron, you're the only person in this room, and you feel this, like the energy of the room. The portals are now starting to crack and to open, and they are pulling you in. Oh, yikes! There's sounds happening.
DMing his,
Without fail, whenever I DM, there's always like outside sound of.
There's awesome sounds.
Yeah, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 16.
16.
Oh, well, man.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well. You feel the portal from behind the library secret passage portal. It almost sucks you in. You were so close, and then you're able to fight back.
This wasn't supposed to be happening. I thought I did everything that I needed to do to prevent this from happening. Must fight it. Must continue
And
to
you
fight.
hear this voice inside of your head that said, "You know you'd let your friends down. You've always known this about yourself, Peron."
This can't work. Must persist. Unwilling to give up. Now Peron's going to run and try and collect Gary.
Okay. That's roll me an athletics.
And this is where he fails. 8.
8. So as you you're fighting off this very familiar voice inside of your head, you steady yourself. You see Gary across the room. You're holding Mary's squirmy, like loudly croaking body in your hands, and you are sprinting to grab Gary. As you're sprinting, it's almost like slow motion. Another portal just like cracks open beneath your feet, and you like slide into that portal and fall immediately into it.
Does he slide with Mary?
With Mary in his hands, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Frogs are separated. Oh,
The frogs are separated. Yep.
Oh, they need each other.
So you all now, as you open your eyes, you're outside the house. the sky, it's nighttime. The house, it looks older. It looks kind of in ruins. But you are standing outside and you hear like the nighttime noises, like the crickets chirping and all of that. But there's something wrong in the air, something about it that kind of raises the hair on the back of your necks as you look at this home.
Are we all together too?
Yeah. Just the three of you.
Oh,
Mary,
So not.
And Mary.
Oh, and Mary. Okay.
but just the three of us and not Celise.
Yeah. Not Celise or
Celise and
Robbie.
Robbie.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna wake kind of in a daze a bit because I thought I was pretty hyped for stopping, and then I tripped over myself into another one, and I'm should be like, where's Celise? Where's Robbie? Where are we? When are we?
All of those answers are precisely unknown. Shaka.
Roll a perception one more time.
I'm just stinking it up. 6.
yeah, 22.
22.
21.
Blackjack.
Yeah. So as you are all like confused and just in a daze, you hear like a lightning crack sound. Another sliver of like electric purple energy shoots up like above you, and out from that energy falls Leif. Just completely like face plants in the grass next to
Oh
you.
my god.
Oh my god! Oh, hey guys.
Is he corporeal?
He's absolutely corporeal.
Leif. I'm gonna go and try to touch him to see if
Yeah.
I can actually feel him.
And you
Not in a weird way.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
I didn't
I'm,
take it a
like,
weird way.
like I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to touch his
Like-
shoulder. Or something.
yeah.
No, I'm totally doing it for him.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm fine.
No, you were a wholesome human being, a wonderful DM.
I make sure everything remains raw.
Exactly.
Shout out to Busta Rhymes.
As you touch Leif's shoulder, you feel like just a warm, solid person.
All right. Leif,
Oh.
you're alive.
Oh, I'm alive.
I'm assuming you are.
I feel like you can see me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can see you right there.
Well, yes. Well, I can always see you.
Oh yeah. We used to be roomies. Well, actually, no, it's fine. It's a big, long story. Oh wow. I haven't felt alive in a long time.
All right, what's the last thing that you remember before you were here, like before you got sucked through this portal?
Well, I was downstairs making coffee. Yeah, there's a great bean I found. It's incredible coffee. I was making that, and all of a sudden, like a little sliver of like weird light happened.
Was there a wolf down there?
What? A wolf? Oh gosh,
Like-
no.
You were.
Yeah. No, that was. I figured that you guys were handling it. And plus, I'm already dead.
So you decided to brew some coffee.
Yeah, well, I'm already dead. I'm not really afraid of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's cold, I guess, because it looked cold, but I don't feel cold because I
get it,
don't
Leif.
feel things.
It's okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to like, let you guys down. We're doing something more epic. Yeah. So,
All right. Well, so we saw you in the past,
Yeah.
way in the past when you were alive.
yeah.
Now it appears we're in the future because things look ruined.
Well,
Looks exactly the same, but a little different.
yes.
Yeah, it's
But it's in ruins, you said, right?
it's like it's really dilapidated and ruined. Yeah, it does look older.
So, are we aware of what house this is? house?
You would know that it's the house.
Oh, it's Troll Skull Manor.
It's Troll Skull Manor. You would be aware of that.
All right.
Well, I think we should go inside because Robbie and Celeste might be in there because they're not with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should go. Hey, I'm an adventurer now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Yo, hey.
Yeah. Also, you know the grounds better than any of us since you've been here for hundreds of years.
I do.
So
You should lead us. You're our new leader.
I'm the new. Oh god, I'm the new leader.
Do you know how to fight, Leif? Do you have any weapons or anything?
No, there's some bar fights that have happened. And I've had to like break them up. I'm kind of jacked.
That
He's
could
not.
work.
I'm gonna roll insight and see how jacked. I want to see how jacked this guy is. Oh, okay. 16.
He's fine. He's
Yeah,
not.
He's like fit, right?
He's fit. He's fit, but like
But he's
is
not
he-
the Rock.
Right,
he's not the Rock.
Yeah, he's not
no.
the Rock. Okay. All right.
He's more Jason Statham.
He's more safe.
Yeah.
Statham's lean.
Yeah, Statham.
Yeah, it's like lean.
All right.
He has a British accent.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Just change it.
Yes.
Baga.
So bollocks.
All right. Well, let's go in. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And like as Leif opens the door, it swings open and its hinges let out a creak sound as it opens. It's almost like it's just that like it hasn't been oiled, high pitched sound, and the house as you enter it is you smell it smells like decay, dust, and campfire. So it smells like burned
Wood.
burned wood,
Right.
and things are very dusty.
Mildew.
As we, because the Get Out from like the second episode was in the front, right?
Second, yeah.
Do we still see? Is that still there? The Get Out on the mirror that Ophelia left.
All when in your timeline, you cleaned it. Did you clean it?
We started
Yeah, I
to.
think we started to, and then we got diverted.
then we got distracted.
diverted
Yeah.
to.
Cool. That's what I thought. Then it is still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like I was trying to see because that happened like out of character. That happened the second day we were there. So if it was there, we can confirm that it's not some alternative timeline where that never happened.
I'd
Yeah,
like
that's
to
smart.
I'd like to believe that like we got the E out. It just says G-tout now.
Yes, G-touts.
Yeah.
Gout.
Oh my god, yeah.
We got gout.
So, yeah, someone's eating a lot of seafood.
We got scurvy.
Not enough vitamin C.
The big toe hurts.
Oh my god.
We know medical things.
All right, so I'm gonna look at the Get Out and like I'm gonna turn to Rin and like Peron and say, Ophelia said that she wrote that, so this has got to be. We have to be in the future.
That is a precise understanding, Shaka.
We should look into other rooms to see if we can find anybody else who's here.
And like as you're saying that, you are still noticing that you're holding a very squirmy frog. Or toad. Time toad.
Yes, time toad. Mary seems to want to go elsewhere. Should I put her down?
Oh wait, where's Gary? I just thought of that.
Gary, unfortunately, I did not get to you in time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you put Mary down here? And like Ren is like looking down and just like
Very well.
I gotta.
Now, just to be clear,
Yeah.
I don't know Gary 2's fate, but I did not get to him. So I'm not trying to make sure, I'm trying to make sure that he's not dead.
Yeah.
Red is like, I just need like I need a second. I'm gonna go into the kitchen real quick.
But, well,
So
So
And I'll just go see if people are in there too.
Rin, perhaps it's unwise to go unaccompanied.
I need a second. Yeah.
So, you all enter into like again the house. You're in like the main foyer area. You sit down, Mary, right? Mary immediately is hopping to you, and is like doing like that up thing.
Yeah. I'll grab Mary.
Yeah.
Grab Mary and then like.
And then you're walking
walk into
towards the kitchen.
Yeah.
Once you're in the kitchen, what are you doing?
I could see like Ren like sitting down and like putting Mary on the table and just like explaining like the first Gary was taken from me. Now Gary 2 is gone and all I have is you. So I'm gonna do my best to take care of you. If we could find Gary 2, this would be so much better, but I can't lose another friend. I've been losing friends left and right. Okay. All right.
And as you're saying this to Mary, Mary puts her like hand on your hand, because I imagine that you put her on like, or him on a counter and are like talking to them.
Yeah.
And like you have your hands down and you're talking to them that way. So she puts her hands on your hands and looks at you, and it is a very soulful look, because it's hard because you don't speak frog, you don't speak the same language. And Mary is croaking at you, and you again, it's you don't understand the words, but you feel like Mary is reassuring and is comforting you the best that a frog friend can do.
Yeah. So can I pick up Mary and then like go back into the room, because I want to see if Peron could, I guess, hear what Mary's saying in case there's like any information like last time you did. So I guess I'll go back in the kitchen and all right, I'm back. No worries. But Peron, is there any way possible you can listen to see if Mary has any information on what we should do?
Well, if they decide to speak, then perhaps I can comprehend that language.
So how long does comprehend language work?
1 hour.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
yeah. What's it?
yeah, so you hear Mary speaking, and they're saying Rin, sad, protect, family, find family, I'll find family.
Well, Mary seems very protective of you, Rin. She understands that you are sad, and they want to protect you. But that was a PU, guys.
Yeah, settle sad
Absolutely not.
The weird thing is that they said that they will find the family. Peron, so you're saying things smell different.
Things have, it smells like old rotted wood. Like there has been a fire, but it has since been put out.
Right.
And dusty, like dust, like thick air.
Peron wants to see if he hears anything.
Roll me a perception.
He wants to see. Peron wants to hear if he hears anything.
Oh man, you can see the sound waves
I can see the sound waves
of our future.
11.
11. I'm gonna say that you hear something, and you hear it sounds like footsteps, like fast, like footsteps.
Is Peron aware of the direction from which these footsteps The scurrying.
I'm gonna say because you did roll lower.
Yes.
You hear them, but the way that you are in like the main room, it's just in the house, like not behind you, but you can't tell from what direction.
At this point, I've kind of, as like you guys have been doing your thing, I've been looking around, and I've been wondering, because it seems like darker, right? And I was like, is this? So my internal thought is, could this possibly be where we sent Ophelia to? So as they're kind of looking around, I'm gonna go upstairs and look at. Was that the library that all that happened? I
It was
think
in the fourth
floor?
floor library, yeah.
So I'm gonna walk up to the fourth floor.
So as you venture further into the house, you notice that parts of the house are broken, like crumbled. So as you're walking up the steps to get to the library, it is like the steps themselves are almost like crumbled in on itself.
Okay.
You're able to it's not a dead end necessarily, but it's not just going up the stairs.
Can I pass? Is it navigable? Like, can I pass it? Or
You would have to
like squeeze through?
climb so I see the stairs are like this. There's like rock formation here. So you'd have to scale this rock formation and then kind of crawl through this small space to get higher.
All right, I'm coming back down.
Okay. I feel like this is impossible. You can do
I ain't
it.
doing all that. I ain't doing all that.
Okay. You're like, nah,
I had
I'm
leg
good.
day yesterday. I'm good.
But you could do it. Okay.
Peron looks at everyone and he says, "We are not alone."
Did you hear something?
Scurrying
Where?
in here,
In this room?
in this house.
Okay. Is there any role I can do to kind of focus my hearing to see if I can?
Go ahead and just roll me perception. Yeah. And did you want to roll perception as well, Rin?
Yeah, let's do that.
14.
Let's see. The perception. 23.
23.
Wow.
So both of you are standing next to each other, and you're trying to like focus your attention on like outside sounds. And you, Shaka, you hear like a sort of like footsteps, like quick paced footsteps. But Rin, you notice that those footsteps are coming from over like towards like the lounge area by the tavern. So there's like kitchen area, dining room area, like lounge. And so you notice that it's coming from over there.
I think the noise is coming from that way. It's coming from that way.
What does it sound like?
It's
It's like fast moving.
It's big. It's something big. It's coming from that way.
All right. Well, I think we had to figure out what's going on here. So I think we need to head over there. Leif, what do you think?
This house is different. I'm the leader, so I should definitely be brave. And like grabs like a candlestick and kind of puts it over his shoulder and starts walking. Yep.
Okay. All right. Do you want to go, Peron?
Well, yes, but before we go, Peron will allow Leif to light the way. And he casts light on the candlestick itself. So the candlestick
it's like a
now
torch.
glows.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in that that house was if it were a movie, it would all be in like blue light.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like that's how I was
Yeah.
picturing it. But as the warmth of the light happens, you're noticing like things as you're going along that are again different photos in the frame. furniture that was in one spot now is in a different spot. And you all get to the lounge of the tavern, or not tavern, the manor. And I need you all to roll another perception as soon as you get there.
18.
18.
13.
Cool. Okay. So you all see a figure step into the edge of the light that is created by the candlestick. And it is it looks like a tree figure, like its long arms forming these branches that swirl down into fingers. Its clothes ripped through, as it is a taller, longer version of it. What it kind of, just for your mental image, looks like Groot, right? But more hollow. So it's not like as solid as Groot is. It's more of like formed through wooden vines that have hardened.
So you said their clothes ripped. Would we recognize said ripped clothes?
Roll an investigation.
We be investigating. 17.
17. You notice that it is very similar to the color scheme, at least, that you saw your friend Robbie wear. And this is happening very quickly, so I'm going to give you all one action.
One action. So Peron sees this thing, and he. Is there a face that we can make out on this tree?
I'll say that there are very similar to, do you remember the dolls?
Yes.
From before? It is
Yes.
very similar to that, except for it is more alive with where its eyes are.
expressions?
It has more expressions. Like its eyes are more wide set, and they are instead of just carved wood etchings, they are like flesh, like they're eyeballs. And its mouth is a flat like tree thing, like this. Sorry, podcast.
It looks like a tree.
Looks like a
It
tree.
looks like a tree
With a mouth.
With a mouth.
And like flesh eyes. Oh
Yes.
God, flesh is such a gross
Fleshy
word. I'm
eyes.
sorry.
It
know.
It is descriptive.
Yeah.
It is.
It is descriptive. So, Peron doesn't know what to do with this thing. So he's going to decide to speak to it and say, Robbie, is that you?
Okay, as you're speaking to it, I'm just gonna let you guys do your action real quick.
Okay. First, a question. Since it
Yeah.
steps into the light,
Yep.
it notices us. Because we're carrying a light.
Absolutely.
It notices us. Okay. Would you say that it still identifies as a humanoid, even though it's a tree?
Yes, it's more of a. I guess it would be a humanoid. What are you trying to do?
Okay. I have a charm spell, but it only works on humanoids. Charm person.
It's kind of a weird gray area with
Okay,
it.
all right.
But is it a roll? Because you can try rolling.
The target would have to do a saving throw.
What is the number?
16 wisdom.
16 wisdom. Okay, give me a second. Well, no, I'll just. Oh boy, I rolled a critical failure for this, so I'm gonna say that it was like hunched over and like startled, like it was looked like it was ready to pounce. Its expression softens. Rin, what do you do?
Oh. Okay. So Ren is gonna like walk up to the creature and try to get a closer look to see if he like recognizes like if it really is Robbie.
Okay.
And he's like, Robbie, is that you?
So this all happens at the same time is why I want to flash around. So you say, what did you say, Robbie?
Robbie, yeah.
Yeah, Robbie. And you are gesturing. Rin, Robbie, is that you? And through your charm spell, the anxiety that this creature had is diminished, and he looks at all of you and goes, Robbie's gone. I'm Robbie gone. I am here.
Where is Robbie? If he's gone, where'd he go?
And the creature tilts its head, looks at its hand, and touches the spot that was infected on Robbie. Mm-hmm. And he just whispers, gone.
Mm. Is there anything else in this house?
You're just asking it? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask all of you to roll me let me look to see. There is a intimidation, persuasion, everybody.
This is impossibly high, 29.
Jesus Christ.
19.
19.
14.
Great. So this figure recognizes all of you and puts its wooden hand to its temple and looks at Peron and goes, perfectly unique. Peron under heaven shall. And like the bright, like he lights up and goes, my jacket. And like looks at you, and then Rin is like looks at Rin and is just like, Rin, and then it's almost like outside of himself, understanding that like you are here, you aren't gone, and runs and poor Shaka. I'm gonna have you roll a Constitution saving throw because he is going to try to hug you.
Wow, saving throw from a hug.
Yeah.
17.
17. Okay. So as he hugs you, you feel like his thorns and his like branches jam into your armor, and your armor protects you. And not only does it protect you, it starts to gleam this gold light. And for a second, you see as he pulls back the hug, you see a flash of Robbie's face, and then it is back to the monster or tree person.
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Robbie, it is you. What's the last thing that you remember? When was the last time that you've seen us?
Oh, blah. He is trying to recall, and all right, we were in the lights, the light.
Yes, in the library? Yes, well, that was just moments ago. You fell into the portal.
And Robbie is he's confused, and then all of a sudden he lights up as if he's had an idea, but it's like his whole body, right? Because it's still Robbie. He goes, I have to show you. I have to show you the place. Come with me.
I want to roll insight. I feel like he's maybe unintentionally leading at something.
I mean, who
bad.
knows?
17.
17. He's not lying to you. His intentions are good.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you rolled, right? For an insight.
I mean, this is all we got to go on, y'all. But we should be very aware of what's gonna happen next.
And then Ren asks Robbie, have you seen Celise since you've been here?
And he shakes his head and just his library light.
I guess we're going to the library.
Yeah, but I'm very nervous.
Okay.
But as I said, this is what we got to go on. So we gotta.
Yeah. Yeah, and then as the leader of this group, we can you guys trust this guy is Robbie? That's what we're doing? Is that all right, cool. Yeah. I actually fun fact, I'm actually terrified now. I haven't felt fear in a really long time because I was already dead. Now I'm a fleshy flesh bag, and now I'm real scared of dying. So if we cannot die, that would be awesome. Yeah.
We're going to try not to.
That's your rallying.
Let's not die. Team not die.
Coach Lee.
Go team alive.
Get out of the second half.
Yeah.
Don't die.
And the tree Robbie extends its long vined hand to you, Shaka. Do you take it?
Yeah.
So you take their hand, and they are walking you not upstairs, but through the tavern area.
Okay.
So you were all being led down through the tavern. You reach the stage. It's one of those step up stages, right? Mm-hmm. So he starts, he gets onto the stage and starts looking at the floor, finds a trap door on the stage, and walks down it.
So I'm still holding his hand, so I'm going down with him.
Well, I would say that he opened the trap door and had to let go of your hand to do so.
Okay.
So, but you all would see a large just flight of stairs on that stage.
I'm gonna go down.
Yeah, we gotta. Is it dark down there?
Yeah, but Leif does have that candle.
Oh, right. So has okay.
Yeah.
All right, Leif. Lead us down.
Okay, here we go into this hole. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Takes the candlestick and goes down, lighting your way down. It feels like you're walking for longer than you would think. It's not a normal basement stair. It's just as soon as you think you've arrived at the bottom, there's still more stairs. And that leads you to a narrow hallway. You walk down the hallway. The walls of the hallway look like they are not, they're just not done. They're like dirt halls, like dirt walls. And all of a sudden there are stairs up. As you all go up the stairs, you feel like you are still in the house and are on the first floor, exiting the basement door that was in the kitchen. But it is Roll me a perception.
5.
24.
24.
17.
17. Okay. So, Shaka, you are more of just like mind boggled of like, have these rooms always connected? What is happening? The two of you notice that it looks like, it looks new. It looks, it doesn't look like the same dilapidated house that you were in previously. It is like beautiful and pristine, and it has who rolled the highest? What did you roll?
24.
24. You notice that it looks old, like it might have been when you first went through time. Like it looked like in the past.
So, old meaning
Like the decoration antiques.
Okay.
Antiques are now refurbished and look
restored
Yes.
antiques. Okay.
Yes.
It seems that we're playing unwillingly with time.
Very good.
Thank you.
That was really good. Yeah. Okay, all right. This is weird. And Robbie is still walking you through the house.
Is there anyone else there?
The kitchen looks pretty empty. There's not any there's indication of life. Like there are you can see that everything is put away very orderly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
Are there people around?
not that you notice right now.
Okay, so we're in the kitchen though, and the kitchen is deserted besides us.
Right. I would
But it looks lived in, you're saying?
It looks lived in. It looks like
There's
there's
just nobody in there now.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
Are there lights and or windows so that we can see the time of day? Do we know what time of day it is?
Yep. There's a big window in the kitchen, like over I think the cutting area, and it is night.
It is night. So we left at night. We reemerged at night. And so we can't tell. We know that time has moved in terms of years, but it doesn't look like time has moved in terms of time.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes.
The weird thing is I understand exactly what you're saying. That's the weird thing.
I am the voice in your head, guys.
Are you, as you're walking through, you're trying to discern whether or not you're in time, or?
Well, so like I know. Well, like we can tell because of the antiques and stuff that we might not know if it's the exact same time we were in
Right.
before because we haven't seen any people or
Yeah.
anything. Can I? Can I ask Robbie something?
Sure.
As
you're walking,
while we're
yeah,
still in the kitchen, all right. Robbie, when is this where we were when we went back before? And I'm gonna try to whisper it, kind of.
Okay, so Robbie rolled a natural 20.
Ooh, spill it.
Spill the beans.
Right.
And he looks at you and says, "No." And he says, "It's you have to see them." And is now kind of leading you through the main rooms to get to the staircase.
Okay.
So is anyone doing anything as you're going up?
So Peron, as we walk out, is going to look at all of the accoutrement. So he's going to look at pictures. He's going to look at fixtures. He's going to look at all of the things around to kind of catalog what is different.
Roll me an investigation.
We be Investigating. 19.
19, great. So you're noticing that things seem, again, weird, but there's a lot of photos of family photos
Right.
up. So in place of like art
Right.
that was there, there are photos. There are
Okay.
family photos
Okay.
of 2 little girls, an older man, and a woman. The woman you would know as Verona.
Okay. And 2 little girls looking like Verona's daughters, potentially. Potentially.
Well,
And my
but-
daughters.
Right.
Just
So,
kidding.
would we know what? Well, sorry. We know what the daughters look like
You would actually.
because I know there was a girl. I interacted with a girl when we were back,
Yeah.
but we didn't get like.
No, yeah, it's true.
Okay. Well, okay.
you wouldn't know.
All right.
so well, I guess the
But if we see
question-
Verona, we can guess that it's the daughters.
So Peron notices the pictures and he turns to Leif and he says, Leif, do you perhaps have any familiarity with? It's a very difficult word to say.
It is.
Familiar. Now I can't say it.
Familiarity.
Yes.
That's a hard
do you
word to
happen to have any familiarity with these photos upheld upon this wall?
And he takes the photo off of the wall and is staring at it, and you can see like,
I guess they would technically be pictures, maybe not photos.
yeah, I guess so. Well, they're like, I'm gonna say in D&D they have
it'd be
photos.
photos.
Yeah,
Okay.
they can do that.
kinda
All right,
antique
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Steampunk. Let's go.
Yeah, steampunk. Yeah. But yeah, his hand is trembling, and you can see his eyes like well up, and like splashes of tears hit the frame, and he looks at you and says, "These are my daughters."
Do you know who the guy is in the photo?
No, I don't.
Does the picture of the girls, since Peron's brought everyone's attention to it as Leif is exclaiming, do you recognize Shaka? Do you recognize one of the girls as
That's a good
one
point.
of the girls that you saw?
Or do I recognize? Because I met Verona
Right.
in a certain. Does she look the same era, like the same age, same style of clothes?
Yep, she looks exactly the same to how you saw her, even to the exact clothes you saw her in.
And do I recognize one of the girls as both, as either the girl I saw in the tavern or the girl I had the vision of in the library when I initially?
So you recognize, the one with, I don't know if I've ever described them. So one has a long side braid and like a really ornate clip on it. And you recognize that girl as the girl that you saw in the library.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And Leif is going up the stairs, and he turns to Rin, who's probably just closest to him. And he's like, "What is this place? This doesn't feel right."
I'm not too sure. But I want to try something. And he pulls out Mary, and I kind of want like Mary to see the picture to see if she recognizes like
Yeah.
her or anything. So wait, Leif has the picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see that picture for a second? All right. And then Ren grabs it and he like sits Mary down and puts the photo in front of Mary and says, "Do you recognize anyone here or any of these the 2 girls here, Mary?"
And Mary hops towards the photo and puts her hands on, like both of her hands on the little girls
Ooh.
and starts croaking
Which one?
on both.
On both of the girls.
So it goes like,
Does Peron?
Yeah, because I was gonna.
Is his comprehend language is still? It has
an hour passed?
Has it been an
Yeah.
hour?
I'm gonna say that you are on the tail end of it, so it's still working.
Yes.
And as Mary puts their paws or hands onto the photos, you hear the word family. Family.
Well, I think what is clear is that Mary knows the people in the photo. But how is precisely unknown.
It's so strange because this guy's not Leif, so
Yeah, that guy's not me.
Leif, who is that guy?
I don't know, but when I see him, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Does the man in the photo, I'm assuming that the man in the photo appears to be older than Verona.
Your assumptions are correct.
Does the man in the photo appear to be dad age or sugar dad aged?
Okay, I see what you're talking about. I was like, what? They are considerably older.
Okay. Leif, did you know Verona's father?
No.
Well, she came from a well-to-do family, did she not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you aware of her lineage?
Her family was in some weird stuff, and she didn't want to talk about it until she got weird. So, yeah.
So, are you saying that images of her parents are unknown to you?
Almost.
Come on, man.
Almost.
Come on.
Close.
No, and he looks at you. He's like, no. Her dad looks like, I don't remember. I don't remember what any of her family looks like at all. Okay. And he just kind of shakes that off.
At this point, I think we've gotten what we can from the photo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, Robbie, lead us to them, to whoever we have to meet.
And Robbie nods. And you all ascend to the second floor, past the second floor and onto the third floor. You're walking down the hallway, and it is, again, warm, beautiful. Everything seems new, even though it is old in appearance or in style. And you reach Rin's room, or what was Rin's room. Very quickly, Robbie knocks on the door, and as the door slowly creaks open, you see two little girls sitting at a table. They have a tea party set up with like little cakes and teacups. On the chair are a few different like stuffed animals, but they're like moving. And you see Gary wearing a very fancy, ornate hat, sipping tea in this room.
So while Gary is kermiting, the girls that are sitting at the table with them, are they the girls from the photo?
Is Leif is with us, right?
Yeah.
So what is he? I'm assuming he's still like leading us. So he's got him in the front.
So
what is his reaction to this?
His jaw is dropped, and he looks and says, "Rebecca, Elizabeth," and they both kind of get up at the same time, and they look at all of you and say, "Come play with us." Everybody roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm very scared. I'm very scared.
Yeah, so these are
I'm
the
very scared.
only people that we have seen so far,
This
right?
is.
Yeah, remember how I was doing scary stuff before?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Two scary girls. Blood is about to run through the elevator.
12.
I got a 5.
This is a wisdom, you said, right?
Wisdom, yes.
13.
13, great.
I don't think it was great.
What did you roll?
12.
Okay. So all of you,
Die.
blood everywhere. No,
Over.
no, all of you, as well, I should roll for.
I mean, you don't have to.
No.
Make a crit fail.
Well, I was gonna roll for Leif, but Leif rolled a 6, so
Oh,
he's
God.
doing great, y'all.
Leader Leaf.
See, as they say, come play with us. Robbie scutters away. So Robbie, the tree, is now he ran.
Rob Tree.
Rob Tree
Right.
ran.
Made like a tree and left.
Yeah, made like a tree and left.
Yeah.
He leaved.
But all of you feel this like compulsion to come sit at the tea
Oh,
table.
man. Oh, God.
So you all sit around this table, and as you sit around the table, the two girls, they hold hands. They're holding hands, and the table itself gets wider and larger to accommodate everyone around it.
Oh, my God.
So now we're sitting at the table with the anthropomorphic stuffed animals
Yes.
that are moving.
They're just drinking tea.
Okay.
And Gary's there, and you have Mary still. So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
What is
And-
Mary doing?
And Robbie left. Okay.
Mary is okay. Mary rolled pretty good. So Mary is trying to kind of squirm away from you a little bit, but as soon as it gets its like hand out, it's waving at Elizabeth and Rebecca.
Okay, Ren lets Mary go like to the girls so Mary can figure out like if they're the same person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, I let Mary go.
So as you are all, bless you, sitting at this table, you notice that there are a lot of, there's a teacup for all of you and small cakes and like cucumber sandwiches in front of you. Mary is kind of hopping through that food. They're not like touching the food with their hops, but they're like avoiding it and kind of knocking over some plates, but are making their way to Rebecca and Elizabeth. And Rebecca picks up Mary and goes, I missed you. How have you been? And then the Mary starts croaking, and she's just like listening and talking and goes, wow, it sounds like you've had a really great adventure, and puts Mary down. And Mary is just now like eating a sandwich. And you all have now roll another Constitution, wisdom saving. Yes,
Oh,
14.
14.
11.
2.
2. Okay. So all of you are feel this compulsion to eat the cakes and drink the tea.
Oh, man.
Can I ask Leif to try to talk to the two girls again to see if they recognize him? Because they like completely ignored him like the first time. So Ren's like, Leif, can you try talking to them while he's like,
Yeah, he's just like,
Yeah.
Okay, so girls, you do this a lot? They don't know who I am.
Leaf, share a memory that you have with them.
Yeah.
Like a memory that only they would know. Something you did with them when they were younger.
Hey, girls, and he's like eating a cake.
His mouth is stuffed.
Yeah. do you remember when your mom let me babysit you?
Wow. Oh, my God.
But then we played around in my bar, and I showed you how to clean, how to restore old wood. Do you remember that?
And they both look at him, and they like at the same time like tilt their head, and they start laughing, and they're like, "You're so weird." Oh man. But you are now eating the cake and drinking the tea.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah.
If you had any like you're healed, like it feels like you've had a long rest.
Oh,
So
we feel good now.
you feel really, really good.
Bell slots, everything. All right.
Yeah, and you not only feel good, I'm going to say that you are going to get for the duration of your time in this little tea place, 10 additional hit points on top of your already maxed hit points.
Okay. Could be a bad sign.
Or a really great sign.
that we're gonna
Have this tea party. Everything's fine. And Leif is looking at Ren and goes, honestly, Verona never let me, I don't know how to be a dad. I just want to be a dad so bad, and I want to take care of them. This is like messed up, right? Like this is like, and again, eating cakes. I don't know what to say. What would you want a dad to say to you?
Well, I've never had one, so
You never had a dad?
no.
Oh.
Tell them that you love them and that you want to be their dad. Maybe that'll help.
Okay.
And Robbie is shaking, and you can hear like the clink, 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 clink of his cup hitting the plate. And he goes, you don't know me. I've lived my whole life waiting for this moment. I'm your dad. And I don't know what your mom told you about me, but I'm here, and I've always been here. I promise. I promise to love you, to protect you, and will do everything in my power to make you feel safe because you are my girls. And I want you to grow and have lives you can be proud of. Whatever this is, whatever you've created for yourself, I want to free you so that you can live the future that is yours and not anyone else's. And with that, Rebecca and Elizabeth look out at him and say, Rebecca says, "Dad? I didn't know we had a dad. We're so lonely here. We're so lonely, and my mom keeps us here. And I don't know, we had to make this safe place for ourselves because grandfather, when he comes, we were always in trouble when he comes. And so this is our safe place."
Your grandfather is Edwin Clark, is he not?
Don't say his name.
Don't say his name, please.
Very well.
Who is the guardian?
We made the guardian. We made them. We know what happens. We can't change it, but we know. And maybe if there was someone to guard this place, maybe it won't be this way.
Where is the guardian?
I don't know.
what is it that happens that you already know that happens in this world?
And at the same time, they look at you and they say under their breath, "Grandfather wins."
Oh boy.
So you said this is a safe space for you.
We've made it.
Is this entire house a safe space, or just this room?
This place, in this time, in this space, is safe.
Okay. Can you bring us to other places in time?
I can bring. Roll a persuasion.
23.
23.
23.
Okay, so they say, or Rebecca or Elizabeth now says, "Well, we can do our best. I've never tried to do that on purpose before. It's always kind of an accident." And looks at Gary, who's like drinking tea and just very fancy, and Mary as well. We just imagine things, and all of a sudden they're there. And sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's really scary. I can imagine you to a place, or try.
Well, what about the library? Is there a library here?
We're not allowed to go up there.
Does this room? This room was Rin's room on the second floor, so
The
it
third
looked
floor.
on the third floor. So it looks exactly like Rin's room on the third floor, or does it look like a certain room that happens to be in the library behind a trapdoor?
It looks like a certain room that was behind a library, behind a trapdoor, except for instead of a single bed, there's two,
There are two beds.
like a bunk bed.
So the library is on the fourth floor.
Right.
So the trap door, it was down to the third,
No,
or it just looks similar to that room.
it looks like a little girl's bedroom
Okay.
is what it is, because that's what that room looks like. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So
sorry,
yeah. Peron kind of picked up on the fact that this room didn't look right, and the last time Peron was in this room that doesn't look right, or at least in a room that looks similar to this room that also doesn't look right, Peron didn't feel right. So Peron wants to leave. So he is going to. I'm assuming once their enchantment broke, our enchantment broke.
Yes.
So Peron is going to be making his way towards the door, despite how good and warm everyone feels in here,
Okay.
but has not left yet.
Okay. So, yeah, you're able to, of your own free will, in case that was what you were checking for, you're able to go and walk towards the door. You don't feel a push or pull any which way, but you do feel like because their enchantment had kind of broken, things are like you looked at the door and it sort of like flickered a bit.
Like a shimmer.
Yeah.
I want to ask the daughters, how can we help you defeat him?
You want to defeat grandfather?
Oh, now I wonder if I said the wrong thing. Yes. If he's the one that's causing you to make a safe space, we want to make the whole world safe for you. So if we need to stop him, do you have any ideas how we can do that? And or Verona?
You'd have to find him.
Any clues as to how we can find him?
When grandfather wants to see you, he sees you. He travels freely. I don't know. I don't know if, because you're essentially asking for like a weakness, or
Yeah, I'm asking if they know any. Yeah, yeah.
He usually just checks on us. He might be in the house here or a different house in a different place at a different time.
Well, I was going to do this alone, but perhaps a better idea has come to mind. Rebecca, Elizabeth, you've said that you can imagine a police. Well, I assume then you can maybe read images from my mind. If I think of something and describe it to you, you can get it in your mind's eye.
Well, let's try.
Well, can you take me and my companions here, as well as my two friends that are not here, but they sort of look like this, and I think really hard, and send them to the library to meet your grandfather?
Roll me in persuasion, because what you're asking them to do is very scary for them.
Yeah, 26.
Oh, good. Okay. So
Scary.
they go, okay, and so you describe what the library looks like.
Yes.
And they are holding hands, and they are, and as they're holding hands, the room that you're in and all of you are standing is all of a sudden goes pitch black. You are standing in nothing, a void space. Around you, you see moving parts of the house kind of click, 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 click together like Legos, rebuilding the house. And all of a sudden, you are formed into the library. A lightning sound cracks through the side of, like to your right side, and Robbie and Celise are hurled out of that lightning crack.
Okay.
And you find yourself in the library. At the end of the library, sitting at one of the desks, is an old man. He looks at all of you and says, "You're just in time. End of adventure."
Oh. I'm way too tense right now. I need a massage. Like my shoulders are like mad tense.
Wow.
Whoa.
Just in time for what?
That was something. That was something, all right.
Oh boy.
That was a nice penultimate.
So guys, have you noticed there's still a little bit of time left?
Yeah.
So in
15
that
minutes.
time, what we normally do is we answer questions from the audience in our characters.
Yes.
Or as our characters. So any of our characters that are here, or any of our NPCs, or maybe even some of the characters that are not here, but are also played by players.
Yeah.
Let's see. First question for everyone. What do the cakes taste like?
Very gooey. I'd say, yeah, very gooey.
Like jammy and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
soft.
Yeah, mine was a little tough.
Yours is tough?
Mine was a little tough, but I was compelled to, like, I felt like I kept chewing on each piece for like 30 seconds.
It was like the piece that just got like
Yeah.
left in the oven
Yeah,
or like
exactly.
overbeaten or something.
Yeah.
It's chewy.
Yeah, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Pleasantly unappetizing.
That's funny. Let's see. Question for Leif. What's your workout routine?
I start out with a good plank. It's a full body workout, you know what I mean? Then I do a lot of like chin-ups and like a lot of just body weight exercises. Yeah, that's what I do. And like protein is key. If you're not doing enough protein, you're not gonna build your muscles and you're just gonna be tired during your workout. So protein and hydrate.
Absolutely a personal trainer on the side. He's a personal trainer on the side.
Yeah. Let's see.
Leafs lifts. For Peron, how quick were you ready to leave once the girl said let's play?
Well, this doesn't happen very much for Peron, but walking into that room brought back pretty unwanted memories. And I would say that Peron wanted to leave as soon as those words were precisely uttered. A couple of extra PUs in there.
Two
for you.
PUs.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's like new grammar. It's like a like sentence has a subject, verb, and two P's to be considered a sentence.
So good.
I guess this one is kind of for everybody, but I think it's a character question. How come none of you interacted with the third person in the room besides the girls? I didn't know there was a third
Oh, you
person.
guys just Gary.
I thought it was just the frog, right?
Yeah, and I think if you're coming in new, you wouldn't know that.
Oh,
Gary.
that Gary's a frog.
Gary's
Yes.
a frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Gary the second, the
Yes.
fate frog.
The fate frog.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Best magical friend.
wow. That was,
Question for Rebecca and or Elizabeth. What is one of your favorite adventures with Gary and Mary?
My favorite adventure with Gary and Mary is one time I did a scavenger hunt and I had them hide things throughout a bunch of different timelines and we had to go find them.
Oh my God.
It was so much fun.
sweet.
You guys are agents of chaos.
Yeah, they just like fuck with everything.
Like they're basically like Carmen San Diego's. They're like, I'm gonna steal the pyramids of Cairo. Taking the Eiffel Tower
Yeah,
today.
any like
Find it somewhere.
inconsistencies.
Yeah.
They're the reason why you have the Bernstein Bears spelled wrong.
At the Tea Party.
Yeah. Oh. There's a secret about the others. Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, have any of your characters have a secret about the others?
Ooh.
Wait, the others like
Yeah, I'm not
about
sure I
each
understand.
other.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a secret
Oh.
about another person?
Well,
You
so
do.
Or like
Peron-
a secret that we're keeping from other people?
Well, so I
be
think
both, maybe.
Peron happens to know. Well, since none of the others are around, and I am just talking to you, the universe.
You're like, it's like
Yes.
the fourth wall.
The fourth wall. Peron knows a thing or two about Rin and his past that he has promised to keep to himself.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. That one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Long time. But Peron has not forgotten.
Yeah, and Rin and Shaka, we don't know for sure, but after we had that adventure in Peron's head, and we saw, I forgot her name,
Oh yeah. What was her name?
the woman that was supposedly betrothed to you,
Yes.
but
Betrothed to
we
Peron.
basically at the end we got some insight that Peron Underbow might be a different person,
Yes.
and that you might be somebody that took that Peron's identity and
Those,
reinvented yourself.
Yeah, I guess out of character, I will say as a professor, that may be on the quiz. So if some of you are new to Rivals of Waterdeep and are not familiar with what Shaka / Sharif was talking about, I would say that if you were enjoying Rivals of Waterdeep and want to know about other things, pay attention to those episodes. So go back and rewatch some things. Question for Leif. How does it feel to be in the company of your daughters?
It's the best feeling in the world, and I'm alive.
Aww.
Question for Rin. You seemed attached to Gary in the kitchen scene. Oh,
That was gone.
That was gone.
Yeah, I think it was saying like you were attached. Why didn't you acknowledge them during the thing? It was at the setting or the cakes.
Well, I guess out of character. It was more like the compulsion. So that's why it kind of was just like not right away say anything to Gary, even though,
Right, because that feeling of the tea party made you eat the cakes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, our mouths were full.
Yeah.
Question for everyone. If you
And
knew,
that's going to be the last question.
Yes, last question. If you knew that you would be attending this fancy tea party, what fancy attire would you wear?
What a great question.
That's a great question to end it on.
Yeah. I mean, I'll still wear my armor. Like, I might dress it up with like a little tie or something. And I would say that Shaka has an assortment of Kangos.
Oh, okay.
I would say so. He definitely has a dressier one,
Right.
Of a finer material that he might throw on, but it's about as dressy as it gets. Dressy as it gets for Shaka.
What about you?
Well, it'd definitely be a gold robe.
Yes.
With like gold rings on all fingers, every finger. And what else? I would say like a little vest that. What's a good color that's also goes with gold? Not
Green? Like golden
Yeah, a
green?
cream like vest and shoes of like little heels, but like just elevate a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he likes to be tall.
Yeah, get them inches.
Yeah.
Get them
Some extra
inches.
inches.
Hashtag get them inches.
Yeah.
Pleated underwear.
Ping you.
Gold-plated underwear.
Amazing. Well, thank you all so much for joining us on this penultimate episode. Let's go around and do where we can find everyone on the internet.
Yeah, so I am Sharif Jackson. I played Shaka, your Tiefling Warlock. You can find me at sharifjackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com, and all social media at Sharif Jackson. I'll be taking a break from most cons and stuff like that as I'm recuperating from wedding and honeymoon expenses. But I will be speaking in early October in Milwaukee at the System Now STEM Forward conference about using Dungeons and Dragons and video games in my math and physics tutoring business. So if you're in the area, check that out.
I'm Brandon Stennis. I played Ren Leodon. You can find me on Twitch at I am Brandon or on Twitter at I am Brandon TV. I got TwitchCon coming up. I also do a podcast that comes out on Mondays from the show Roswell from the 90s with Pumpkinberry. So if you ever want to listen to it, it's Leaving Normal Podcast. You can find that anywhere on the internet. And that's pretty much what I got for now. Yeah, and streaming, of course. So.
Oh, well. I am Cicero Holmes. I played Peron Underbow, your halfling bard. You can find me on all social media platforms at Stubby Stan, STUBBYSTAN. You can find me on the Discovery Debrief podcast, where we talk about the wonderful, wonderful Star Trek Discovery and all of the new things that are coming out with Star Trek. I don't know what cons you will find me at soon, but hopefully those things will sort themselves out and you will be able to see me very soon at a con near you. But there are also some other D&D related things that we will talk about next week that once they are confirmed, I will be more than happy to share. Involving myself, yes.
Amazing. And I'm your DM for this adventure, Serena Marie. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we do a rotating DM, so that's really exciting, and I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Serena X Marie, or if you like adorable art things, you can find me on Instagram at Serena is a Bee.
Yeah, I'm plugging that Instagram today. Also, if you like Jackbox games and all of those fun, trailing off. Anywho, I'm the host for the newest Jackbox pack. I host the game Push the Button, and that is slated to release late September.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Jackbox Party Pack 6.
Jackbox Party Pack 6.
Serena's gonna kill a lot of people.
Yeah,
basically.
no, try not to kill me. Please don't kill
There you
me.
go. 2 people are missing.
Yes, 2 people are missing.
One of whom is in the chat right now. Actually, both of them were at one point.
Yes.
One is Cypher of Tyr, who is in Dublin, about to win the Hugo Award. I am putting that out into the universe for you, sis. If you want to follow her and I Need Diverse Games, you can go to Cypher of Tyr on Twitter, CYPHEROFTYR. You can find her literally anywhere you are in the world because she is at every con. She is currently at Worldcon, so she will be at every con very, very soon.
Every con. I love it.
Tanya, you are there. I know you can't hear me, but we love you and we are so damn proud of you.
Yes.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And would you like to talk about the guy in Vegas?
Yes, so also not here is Carlos Luna. He is awesome and will also be at Big Bad Con with myself early October. You can find Carlos Luna at Twitter at Carlos Crits or on Instagram with the same handle, Carlos Crits. He's dope. I love him. Go be his friend. I should always do his exits.
Oh, what a great way to end. I love that. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.